Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Talk with the Industry series brought to you by SEGi Group of Colleges. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Jacob, and I'll be your host for tonight. Tonight, we're very privileged to have Mr. Nicholas Choo from Illegear here today to share with us about the game changer, the Illegear chapter. All right, so before we go any further, let's do a quick tech check. If you can hear us and see us clearly, type yes in the comment section below. Yeah, so if you can see us and hear us very clearly, type yes, and we'll be able to see and interact with you as well. So while we're waiting, let's. I would like to first thank our partners for joining us tonight. We have Mr. Junhao and Mr. Albert from Illegear. We have Miss Samantha and Miss Nicole from Glance, Miss Janet and Mr. Kastrick from Shure, Miss Winnie and Miss Kay from Kin. Thank you all so much for joining us. I'm seeing a lot of people saying yes, yes, yes. Okay, nice, very good. Thank you all for interacting with me. Feel free to continue to interact with us throughout this event tonight. If you agree with anything that Mr. Nicholas says, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. All right, so I would like also to say that this show is powered by Shure and Illegear. So thank you very much, Shure and Illegear, for powering the show. I would like to now do a quick rundown of today's event. Firstly, we'll go into the topic of assembling a good gaming desktop, and then after that, we'll go into our halftime break. After the halftime break, we'll go into the next topic, which is the good gaming laptops for students. And then after that, we'll jump right into our Q&A as well as lucky draw session. So remember, the winners for the lucky draw will be picked from those who have registered through the registration link. So do click the link and register now. Also remember that winners will have 1 minute to verify themselves, and also that you have to share this post and tag 3 friends in order to be able to win this lucky draw. So now let's go into our session. If everyone, are you all ready? Yeah, so if everyone is ready, type yes in the comment section if you're ready. I would like to now bring up our speaker of today, Mr. Nicholas Choo from Illegear. Hi, Mr. Nicholas. How are
Oh,
you?
hello. Okay, fine. Good evening, guys. How are you guys? I'm fine at here. Okay. Shall we?
Yeah, Mr. Nicholas, could you give us a short introduction of yourself as well as Illegear?
Okay. Thank you very much. So first of all, before we proceed, before I self-introduce myself, I would like to say thank you very much to SEGi College for hosting this live session with us, Illegear. Let us talk about my company first before I introduce myself. So for here, our Illegear has been operating for more than a decade in KL, and our service center as well as the sales gallery is situated in this place at Over Damansara TTDI. You can just search Over Damansara as a better landmark for you to reach to our sales gallery. And here I am. I'm Nicholas Choo. I'm a sales rep and also a PR at here. I can't remember how long I've worked at here, but it's just close to 1 year of working experience. Before I joined this Illegear, is like I have no experience in building a custom PC. Actually, during my high school days, right, like I have this interest in building a custom PC and a laptop as well. So when it comes to Illegear, almost a year already lah, working at here, it's really an eye-opening, and it's a really truly hands-on experience for me to view and to experience it of like building a PC from scratch to a fully built PC right beside me over here. So imagine all those when you like assemble all the PC parts all together to just build a full PC out. It's actually a very wonderful experience.
Yeah.
Let me stand up and show you guys of how to expose to you all about this chassis. Okay. What I have right here right now is just an ATX chassis. Okay, this is an ATX chassis. Hope you guys can view it. And next to me here is a mini ITS chassis. This is what we call as an NZST chassis, or what I can say to summarize it up is called it as a casing sizes. Okay. For ATS one, right, it comes either in mid or full tower. Okay, this is what we call as a full tower ATX size. ITS will be the mini tower. This is a very mini. Why is it called mini? It's called because of its minimalist design. So when it comes to mini, it usually goes with NZST H1. For mid casing sizes is what we call as the Tapware Forge M or Invasion casing. The large one will be the Lily casing. Right beside me is a different chassis, but it's more of a white tin casing. Okay, when it comes to casing, right, I would like to share with you all guys on the tips of it. For ATX or MATX, is a full tower or mid tower. You have to see what type of motherboard that can fit into the chassis as well. For bigger size chassis, usually it can fit the ATX motherboard or MATX. All these guides will be slowly being explored to you guys, or will be explained briefly to you guys, so that you guys know how the tips to build a desktop. That's our main topic for today's live session. When it comes to mini, okay, so we have the mini ITS chassis. It's more on the mini size motherboard. It's where you need to find MITS motherboard, or what we call SIMITX. So we'll move further on, and okay, let's proceed to the next one. Okay, most of us will surely wonder what makes a full build PC is the components. So what I have right here is the fully built one. It's a demo unit. Cameraman, can you help me to zoom it? Yeah. I hope you guys can enjoy the view. You see, so colorful, and as well the images. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's very clear, very nice. Looks very good.
Of course, we start from the brief intro of a full build PC. A full build PC must have a motherboard, okay, processor, okay, graphics card, RAM, SSD. SSD can be in solid state drive or hard disk drive, and then power supply, as well as the what we call as the external fan, or what we call as RGB or ARGB fan. So what we can see over here is that the most noticeable ones, I will believe, is this white color thing, is what we call it as a liquid cooler. Behind the liquid cooler is actually the processor. So this build is actually an Intel build. So what you can see over here in, I hope that it doesn't block you guys. This one will be the motherboard's one, okay, the motherboard beneath it. And this will be the white color RGB RAM. Sorry, I just touched the fan also. And this one will be the AIO liquid cooler. For this one, it is white in color and it's called as the Arctic Snow. So that's why AIO liquid cooler, they have in black color or in white color. It depends on which color you want. And of course, this big thing is what we call as the graphics card. So I'm sure for those students who are watching this Illegear live session with SEGi College, I'm sure you guys will be very excited about the graphics card.
Yeah.
Because definitely. It's one of the most exciting part. And of course, these two will be the RAM. And as you can see, I believe this is most noticeable. 1, 2, 3. Actually, from here you can see 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. This is what we call as the Illegear ARGB fans. Okay. Nice. So next we'll go with the CPU. Okay. For CPU wise, it's actually the thing that we need to consider first before choosing. So here I will share some tips while introducing some of the processors. So for processors, it is divided into two types. So we have the Intel types and the AMD types. What I'm going to introduce to you is this one, Intel processors, and also Intel processors. So what I have right here, I hope you guys can see it. I have one with i5. i5 is on my left-hand side, my left hand, and this i9 is on my right-hand side. So the main difference between these two is one i5 and i9. So for i5, right, it comes with 6 cores, 12 threads, and i9 usually comes, i7 or i9 usually comes with 8 cores and 16 threads. Here comes the question. Which one should I choose? Okay, here I am today. Mr. Nicholas is going to give you a brief guide or just a simple guide for you guys. Okay, I will explain on the i5 first, because if i5, 6 cores, 12 threads, you can actually use it for normal work usage or even just for gaming performance, just a slight gaming performance actually. i5 will do the trick already. It's 6 cores and 12 thread. It is basically, not to say an entry, it's already called an average processor for you guys out there who are on your budget. You can actually choose 6 cores, 12 thread. I would encourage you to take 6 cores and 12 threads. For those who are willing to spend your budget even further, or even willing to spend the extra money on, okay, next I will recommend you to go with 8 cores and 16 threads. Actually, these cores, right, why I say 6 cores, 8 cores, these cores are actually allow the computer processors to multitask effectively. Of course, the higher the number of threads and cores that you choose, the more it can multitask. For example, if let's say I have a PC, I have 2 monitors right in front of me. I can use it, one for gaming and another one use it for rendering. 8 cores and 16 threads, or even the highest one, 12 cores, 24 threads, they are the ones that are for you, because you can multitask. One, you can go for gaming, then another one you are rendering things. For those like 3D design students, okay, you can actually opt for this 8 core and 16 threads if let's say you want to build a custom PC build. Because the higher-end 16-thread CPU, they can run several games as well as programs at the same time without any lateness. That I can guarantee for you. Okay. Right now we only have Intel processors. So what are we going next? Is another version will be the AMD's processors. On my right hand side will be the AMD Ryzen 5 600X. It's actually a Ryzen 5, and another one will be the Ryzen 7. AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. Okay, the main difference will be the Ryzen 5 and 7. So one is with Ryzen 5 and one is Ryzen 7. Basically, the ones on my left hand side, the one that I'm holding, this Ryzen 5 5600S is 6 cores, 12 threads, and it comes with CPU stock cooler. So for CPU stock cooler, I will later show you guys on how does the CPU stock cooler looks like. What you can see over here in our demo unit, right? If you can able to see just now when we recap it over here, cameraman, zoom in a little bit. Yeah, this one is what we call as an AIO liquid cooler. What does it really function as? It acts as a third-party cooler to actually cool the processors. Imagine that you are running with 8 cores and 16 threads, and you're running at a higher speed. Of course, you need something to cool, right? You need some air condition to help it. Let's say we term it as air conditioner. This is actually a liquid cooler that helps to cool down the processor. So if let's say you are using a liquid cooler, it is very best recommended to use a liquid cooler. But if you're on a tight budget, a CPU stock cooler will do the tricks as well. So as I had mentioned before, for 6 cores and 12 threads, usually used for normal work usage. For Ryzen 5 and Ryzen 7, there are not much of a difference. They are actually quite equivalent. Later on, I will share some tips with you guys on how to differentiate it. I will show you guys on how does a CPU stock cooler looks like. Let me unbox it. This is actually the real AMD stock cooler. So this will be the ones. Okay, it will be like this angle. So if you can see, this is a CPU stock cooler, and of course, this is actually a fan. It will actually rotate to cool the processors one. So no worries, guys. This one, you can just put it at the center. It will look very big because this liquid cooler beside me right here is a little bit more. You know the shape of it? It's like the Iron Man. Do you still remember the Iron Man art at the center there? Okay.
Yeah.
It's circle in the first scene, in the first series. Then after that, it transformed into a triangular shape. But this is actually the same shape of it. So this is the one. Okay. I believe that most students, they will surely be confused between which one should I choose? Should I choose an Intel ones, or should I go with Ryzen one? Okay. To make things easier, it actually goes with what you want to do with your computer. If let's say you are going with designing, I myself would recommend you to get the Intel processor. Because why? When you go for designing, of course, you will need to use applications. So most of the applications, they are more compatible with Intel, although there are some that agrees on AMD, they can render very fast. For example, if let's say you are doing on video editing, if let's say you are using video editing, if you want to go for a higher specs, able to edit video in a shorter time, I will recommend you to get AMD Ryzen 5800X or 5900X. Here's one thing that differentiates between these two. Performance are quite the same, but pricings are different. Basically, Intel ones are more expensive than the Ryzen. So for the Ryzen one, right? For Ryzen 5000 series, Ryzen 5 and Intel i5, they're actually the same. So I can share a tip with you guys. i5 is equals to Ryzen 5. Okay, sorry, my hand is blocking. So Ryzen 5 equals to i5. And another one is Ryzen 7 is equals to i7. So I hope you guys can take note of this. This is a very useful tip for you guys. Ryzen 5 is equals to i5 and Ryzen 7 equals to i7. It's quite equivalent. Okay, I will put this down. I will put this in another side. Next, I would introduce to you another PC component. Okay, it's where we can look at here. The demo unit is actually the motherboard. Okay, for motherboard wise, let me get it first. Okay, thank you very much. So for motherboard, here guys, you can see it. Which one is bigger, the left side or the right hand side? Of course, the right hand side lah. When I compare it with this, it becomes like that. Okay, you see the difference. Okay, the main difference why the left on my left hand it will be smaller is this is actually a mini ITS motherboard. This is actually a B560i Aorus Pro AX. Both are actually gigabyte motherboards. Okay, for this one, right? If you let's say find the word, not the word, it's called the alphabet I. Okay, next to it, let's say B560i. Remember that we mentioned about this NZST chassis, right? NZST casing. It's actually a mini ITX build. So for mini ITX build, you will need to choose a mini motherboard. So this is where it comes the I. So useful guide for those students who are looking for minimalist design or minimalist PC build. For ITX one, right? Mini ITX, you have to choose a mini ITX motherboard to put it into this casing because it can cater to it. So this B560i Aorus Pro AX, I will slowly explore it one by one. I will share with you the tips on it as well. And this one on my both hand is what we call as an ATX form. It's called as a B550 Aorus Elite. Basically, this one can fit into these chassis that we are looking at, these big ones. And also we have the M. Okay, I will slowly share with you guys concerning on motherboard. So what we have is I. I stands for mini ITX. And what we have here is B550. But when you have a word B550M, okay, that would be the MATX motherboard, which can fit into the bigger size one, ATX casing. However, if let's say you are choosing MATX casing, this motherboard B550M can only put into MATX casing. But without the M, the alphabet M, if B550 Aorus Elite, it completely cannot put into the MATX casing. That's the difference lah. Because the larger the size, you need to put a larger motherboard. So what we have right now is Intel B560 or Z590. I will share another tips for you guys, for the students out there. To differentiate between Intel motherboards and AMD motherboards is very simple. You just remember this figure, B560, as long as you see B560 and Z, there's another version, Z590, they are actually for Intel motherboards. Whereas for AMD motherboards, they usually come with the digit 5, it's what we call as B550 or X570. Okay, there are differences in motherboards. Usually for AMD motherboard, X570 is the higher end one. So they can fit the better processors or the latest processors. Whereas for the Z590 also, that will be for the Intel motherboards lah. The motherboards actually, they share similar functions, but to see the additional features, usually I can unbox for you guys to have a look. The motherboard one, right, usually they have the port selection, audio enhancement, and of course with the Wi-Fi, BIOS recovery, and even the RGB. RGB side will be on more high-end motherboards. So I will just take it out because this is a mini ITX. Look at it, so cute, right? So small.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, if you happen to look at it, it's all the audio port enhancement as well as the slot for it for the USB types lah. Sorry, because they are encased in a plastic bag. because to keep it, to safeguard it. So I will just put them back. Okay. I would like to share another tips for those students who are looking for motherboards. Okay, if let's say you are choosing motherboards with built-in Wi-Fi feature, they do come with Bluetooth. And another one is if you choose the motherboard that is the normal ones without the built-in Wi-Fi feature, they do not come with the Bluetooth. So this is how I learned to build a custom PC, because I learned it from my mistake. I choose the motherboard that does not come with built-in Wi-Fi feature, and I thought it has Bluetooth enabled, because I would like to pair it with my earbud right now. But sadly, I have to change the whole motherboard again with built-in Wi-Fi feature just to cater to my Bluetooth connectivity. Or you can do another thing is that you can connect a wireless network adapter to use the Bluetooth function on it, so that you can connect to your any USB devices lah. Okay, moving on forward, the most exciting component. Wait, let me put this thing. Thank you very much. Okay, the most exciting part has finally arrived. Look at this. Okay, so this one will be the graphics card. Okay, it's a GPU. Okay, once I mention graphics card, I believe the SEGi students will be very excited. The most exciting part is when I show the 3080 ones. So what I have right now, I will slowly introduce. I will have the 1650 on my hand right now. Is the entry-level gaming graphics card, 1650. And next will be the, look at it. Each ones that I put up, it increases in size, okay? Imagine slowly review the prices later on. This will be the 3060, 30 series one, okay? Zotac Gaming RTS 3060, okay? This one is of a higher level compared to the 1651. Basically, this is a mid-level, mid-range. And lastly, the appetite for today, or what we call as a dessert. I hope Illegear can sponsor me this. This will be the GeForce RTX 3080. This is the Zotac one.
Oh, nice.
So basically, a lot of people are looking for 3080, but we have limited in stock. But never mind. What I'm going to introduce is just a 3080 at here. So I will slowly share to you guys. Okay. Before we go into lengthy introduction about this, I will show you guys on how to put the graphics card into the motherboard. So may I, the cameraman? Zoom in. Yeah, slowly. Okay, if you happen to look at the motherboard, if you look at the motherboard structure, they have the PCIe times 24 pin where you can actually put in the graphics card. This one I'm holding is a graphics card actually. You can just plug it into the motherboard. Just find the pin slot and just put it in. This is how we build a PC. So basically, this is the one we slot it in, and tada, you can use it for gaming performance. Okay, for students, right, if you are on a budget level gaming, okay, if you want to have a better entry level ones, I would recommend you to take 1650. 1650 will do the trick already, because this will be the entry level ones, which is very suitable for you. Basically, 1650 ones, they can do rendering as well to play games, but it will be more of an entry level, which is very sufficient enough. For those who are looking for more on higher end gaming performance, be it the gaming or rendering, you can actually choose either the 3060 ones or even the best, the 3080. Okay, why do I recommend 3060 or 3080? Basically, this 3080, it comes with the ray tracing or DLSS, which really helps to improve gaming performance. And of course, I bet you the gamers will surely take this 3080 to play their Cyberpunk 2077, I think so. And even Forza, which I do usually play games. I usually play Forza Horizon 4. So this one will be a very good graphics card for your gaming performance. For those who are willing to stretch your budget even further, or just to buy 3080, I would recommend you to do so. But if you are more on a tight budget, you can choose 1650 or even the smaller ones, 1050 Ti Mini, Zotac ones. Okay, this one will be for our graphics card. Moving on forward would be the RAM, RAM part. Okay, RAM is actually easy. It's more of a straightforward PC component. So for the RAM, right, the speed is divided into three types: 2666, 3200, and of course 3600 megahertz. Okay, for RAM wise, it comes either without the light, not without the light, it's without the RGB, and this one right now I'm holding is the RGB ones. So if you look at our demo unit, it's actually RGB white color ones. This is an SPG Spectrix white color RGB. For those who are seeking more on a colorful PC build, you can actually choose the RGB lighting. Imagine that you are in a bedroom, okay, with all the lights off, and just you have the PC just right beside you with all the lightings. I will believe that it will be a very rainbow color. It's very mesmerizing.
It's
Okay,
look good.
for
Very good.
RAM wise, right? RAM, it depends on the motherboard actually. If let's say you are choosing the X570, actually X570 can support up to 3600 megahertz, which is very, very fast. The processing speed is very fast. So for motherboard, you need to see what type of power configuration, or what we say the power of the RAM that it can support. If let's say it cannot support, it will just stick to that same power only. This is a useful tips for those guys who are looking for those students who are looking for custom built PC. This is the ones that we are going for RAM. Okay, RAM is very straightforward. It's a very easy component. Okay, it's just the non-RGB and RGB only. Okay, the last component to go with after the RAM is what I have right here. Okay, this is the power supply unit, FSP FSP Dagger Pro 850 watts. Okay, many will ask me, I believe the students will ask me, how come is it so small? Okay, this one is what we call as an SFX. So this SFX pairs with this mini ITX cases. Why do I say so? Is because the mini ITX one, the power supply needs to be mini to be able to fit into the chassis. So remember that when you build a mini ITX build, dear students, you can actually use SFX. Just find for the word SFX as it implies small factor supply. For this FSP, right, the most important feature that you need to look up for is the certificate 80 plus Go. Okay, why do I say so? Is the 80 plus certification, right? It verifies that the power supply, okay, provides 80% of its total wattage to your system, while 20% as a heat. So, of course, this is a very good tips for you guys that are looking for this, okay, SFX. Then, moving on forward will be like, how about the bigger ones? Okay, the bigger ones will be just the plasma 500 watts or plasma 750 watts bronze PSU. It's actually bigger in size. This one will be the smaller ones for mini ITX. For this chassis that we are looking at, the demo unit, what you can see that usually the power supply will be connected to at the back of it. If you choose the mid tower ones, most usually it's at the bottom. But I don't have the mid tower with me. I have the bigger ones, so they're actually back of the chassis. So it will be look different. That is what we can look at for power supply. Basically, power supply provides the wattage or to power up a PC. To know more about power supply, right? Here's one tips for you guys, which I will share with you. Okay, if you want to build a PC with 3070 or even 3080, okay, what I have right now is 3080. For 3080 wise, you need to choose a higher power supply to cater to its wattage. Why is this so? Basically, if you choose 3070 graphics card, you will need to choose 750 watts. Actually, 750 watts is powerful enough to power up 3070 build. But if for 3080 or Zotac 3090, for those who are looking for higher end graphics card, basically you need to increase the wattage of the power supply, not SFX. You need to increase up to 850, or if you are willing, you can go up to 1000 or 1300 just to provide enough power for the PC to run. Because all this, right, plays an important role when you build a PC. If let's say you go with plasma 500 watts, okay, I have the 1651. So for 1651, you just choose plasma 500 watts will do. 500 watts is enough to power a 1650. But when it comes to 750, it starts from 2060 and above. So unless you reach to 2060 to 3070, you will still get 750 watts, which is sufficient enough. However, you may increase as well. 3080 and above, try to choose 850 watts and above. That's a very useful tip for you guys out there to build a custom PC lah. Okay, so that's all for desktop customization. I will pass back to you, Jacob.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. I'm sure that everyone has learned a lot about building their own custom PCs and gaming desktops. Yeah. So right now we'll be going into our halftime break. After our halftime break, we'll be going into our second topic, which is gaming laptops for students. After that, we'll jump straight into our Q&A as well as lucky draw session. So remember, if you want to participate in the lucky draw, you have to register through the registration link below. Yeah. So we'll see you back here in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Okay guys, bila kita cerita tentang Ultrabook macam contoh Illegear RT ni, dia mesti sangat nipis, sangat ringan, portable dan spesifikasi dia boleh dikatakan tinggi lah. Dia macam pengganti tablet. Dia punya spesifikasi tu up dari tablet. So, saiz Illegear RT ni ialah 14.5 inci dan berat dia hanya 1.04 kg. Walaupun dia punya main material tu magnesium alloy with protective coating. Di belakang skrin ada logo Illegear dan di bahagian dalam ada signature glass touchpad dari Illegear dan keyboard dia menyala dengan white LED. Kita tahu yang core untuk Illegear sebenarnya gaming laptop, but this time mereka keluarkan satu a very good Ultrabook untuk user dekat luar sana lah. Normally doktor-doktor, cikgu-cikgu, orang bisnes dan content creator yang buat light editing macam saya akan beli Illegear RT ni sebab dia nipis, ringan, senang untuk kita bawa mana-mana dan spesifikasi dia boleh dikatakan okey. So itu saja dari saya. Terima kasih kerana menonton. Berdoa. Jumpa.
All right, and we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Right now, as we can see, Mr. Nicholas is setting up his laptops.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll be going into our second topic, which is gaming laptops for students. So, Mr. Nicholas, are there some gaming laptops that you recommend for students?
Okay. Camera. Give us a moment as my cameraman is adjusting for it. Sorry guys,
okay. No problem. All right. So we can see some of the students already, like they're very excited about it. Wintan just said, I just bought the laptop. Oh, we have some Illegear customers here as well.
Support.
Yeah. Okay.
So hi guys, here we are again for the laptop session. So just now after a brief introduction, quite lengthy for the desktop. I hope you guys are quite okay with it. So I'm going with the laptops. Right now we are having an audience with SEGi college students. So first thing, I will usually recommend a gaming laptop first. So most of us students, I'm also a student myself. Most of us will surely want a laptop that is suitable for gaming wise. Am I right? Yeah. So please say yes, or please comment yes if you agree with me, because I myself am a gamer as well. Okay, what I have right now is an Onyx VTGL. Okay, this is how it looks like. Okay, Onyx VTGL for this one is an anodized aluminum back cover, and this one is a 15.6 inches. 15.6 inches Infinivision narrow bezel. Okay, for this one, right, as I have mentioned, we have different types of laptops. This one would be a suitable laptop for students who are on a budget below 4,002. Okay, between 4,003, below 4,000 and not below 4,003. They right now cost about 4,299. So basically, a budget of 4K to 5K, you can own this Honestbee TGL. Why do I say so? Let me introduce to you. For Honestbee TGL, it comes with 1650 for the graphics card. I have i5 or i7, 1650, 3050, or 3050 Ti, and also 3060. So the higher it goes, 3060 ones will be suitable for you. Okay, the most prominent feature of this is that Honestbee TGL with 3060, especially with the 11 gen processors, we do have the Thunderbolt 4. So for Thunderbolt 4, it will usually be at the back of it here. So Thunderbolt 4 is suitable for display output, charging output, as well as the you can power the laptop as well. You can use it 65 watts power charger to just charge the laptop. But in my opinion, I would recommend you to use the power charger that comes at here one, okay, to power this gaming laptop. This is actually a gaming laptop suitable for students outside there. Another to go with is it comes with 63 watts per hour battery, so it can last you about 4 to 5 hours, but on normal usage. If let's say you go for gaming, such as play Dota 2, CSGO, or even Forza, I would recommend you to just plug in so that you can enjoy a smoother gaming performance. I got tried this with CSGO and also World War Z. Plug it in and without plug it in, it really makes a difference. With plug in, it's smoother performance, but when you unplug, that means you disconnect with a power charger, it feels a little bit laggy, and there's a drop in performance because this is a gaming laptop. Gaming laptop can really function very well. So beneath it is a dual fan cooling. So for most of our laptops, they come with dual fan cooling, and there's a heat sink at here. So no worries, guys. This gaming laptop is very suitable for you. Okay. For those SEGi students who are with us today, I'm not only going to introduce to you gaming laptops, but of course work laptops. You guys can see, right? So for work laptops, I have two models for you. I have the 14 inches and as well as the 15.6 inches. So let us start with this 14 inches, quite lightweight. See, imagine this. Yeah, close this. Okay, it looks very slim and thin. Guess how many weight it weighs? It's just weigh about 1.04 kilogram only. Okay, imagine this when you are going for lectures or even to classes. Let's say, oh, I'm late to the class. After that, you know, those university students, they will bring a backpack with their laptop behind them. So it will be a very heavy burden, right? What if you choose this? Imagine you just walk with this and you just walk to the lectures and you just bring it here, walk into the lecture and just open it up. Okay, lecturer, let us start our lesson today. Just open it up.
Yeah.
You see?
So
there
nice.
you go. So one thing that is very interesting about this RT14 is that if you can notice with the Honestbee TGL, this one offers you a wider display from top to bottom. Okay, this one I usually recommend it for students who are using it because of its 14 inches size and its lightweight laptop, more mobile. That means wherever you go, you just carry it with your hand. After that, we have the large glass touchpad around here. It's a little bit different, and the whole build is more of a magnesium alloy body with protective coating. So it gives you a metallic build. You feel like, oh, it's very light. It's very useful for you. And for this, right, RT14, it comes with 11 Gen Intel processors, and it only comes with Intel Iris Xe graphics. This one will be the basic graphics because this is more for work-based. However, surprise for you guys, my marketing team used this one for content creation, and it is a very powerful tool because this is a content creation laptop. For those who are into fashion, okay, or designing, or even you want to design or edit video, I would recommend you to take this RT14. It is very good for you because it's lightweight. Even when you go to the lectures, you just open it up and you can just use it for about 4 to 5 hours. Okay, for most of our battery is all built in, and this RT14 comes with 53 watts per hour battery, and it lasts you 4 to 5 hours as well, based on normal usage. Okay, RT14, right? We do have the one thing that is very useful about this is we have the USB Type-C. USB Type-C ones, okay, you can use a 65 watt, you just find a 65 watts per hour charger to just charge the laptop. both at the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So you guys might be wondering, what is this Thunderbolt 4 used for? You just remember these three. Thunderbolt 4 is used for display output, charging output, and also you can charge your laptop. So this is the difference for Thunderbolt 4. I wish you guys can visit our SEGi so that I can show you guys the Thunderbolt 4 usually have a symbol beside it. It's more like a lightning symbol next to it. That indicates it's a Thunderbolt 4. Okay, the last laptop to go with would be the Ionic Touch. Okay, we have the Ionic Touch, so the touch already implies that it is a touch screen. Okay, let's not expose the sneak peek of it. Okay, imagine that I just double click on it. Okay, it opens up Google Chrome. I just use my index finger just to touch on it. This is a touchscreen laptop. Basically, it's more like an ultrabook. Okay, this build is of premium CNC anodized aluminium. And one thing, let me show you. A lot of people are wondering, can this be flipped? Yes, of course. Look at this. But of course, you don't make it 360, the whole laptop will break. Okay, one thing that is very good about this is 180 degrees flip. Okay, if you would like to play games with your friend, okay, you can actually just use the touch screen. We have tested.
Cool.
Okay, and for this one, it comes with 4 threads and Intel 11 Gen processor, but also with Iris SE graphics, same like RT14. The most distinct feature, it will be, of course, a touch screen. And another thing is, for this Ionic Touch, right, we have the Onyx VTGL as well as the RT14. Those RAMs can be upgradable. We have 2 slots of RAM. However, for this Ionic Touch, if you choose i5, you only get to enjoy with 8 GB of RAM. Whereas for i7, you get 16 GB of RAM. They are already soldered onto the motherboard. There's no further upgrades.
Okay.
It comes with it already. It's already fixed. Yeah. Another tips or opinions that I would like to share with our audience today is that for PC, right, just now we mentioned that it is fully customizable. You can upgrade your RAM, you can upgrade your SSD, or you can change the whole motherboard. But of course, it comes to cost. But however, for laptops, right, they are already fixed once. Such as for the CPU and GPU, they are already fixed and soldered onto the motherboard. If you want to replace it, yes, you can, but you have to replace the motherboard, but it will be more costly. So for you guys out there, when you choose the laptop, first, of course, we have to say budget. Budget plays a role. Then after that, it comes to the usage of it. So for usage, right, gaming ones, I would recommend Onyx VTGL. But if you are going for more on work base, you can choose either the RT14 and the Ionic Touch. But rest assured, Ionic 14, Ionic 15, Ionic Touch, 15.6 inches, and RT14, they actually can play games as well. Surprisingly, when I play CSGO on Ionic Touch, it really can. I just use
that's cool.
to just navigate the gun cursor. It really moves, but then I would prefer with a mouse because it's a touch screen, so it actually can. So that's all for today regarding on the introduction of laptops. I hope that SEGi students are able to benefit from today's tips, especially on the PC and on the laptops.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. Definitely, I'm sure all of our students, we really learn a lot and really get to know more about the laptops. We can see a lot of people also like very excited about the Ionic Touch. Yeah, you see, was it Hong Sheng Tang said, "Let's go Ionic Touch," and then and
for
Chia
those are the
PK said,
touch screen.
So like Chia said, considering the Ionic Touch, so if you all are interested in getting Illegear, please do go and contact them. So right now we'll be going into our Q&A as well as lucky draw session. Please do leave your questions in the comments below so that we can ask the questions to Mr. Nicholas. So for the gifts, we'll be giving out 3 sets of MadMaster RGB mousepad, as well as a Fang mouse. Yeah. So before we go into the lucky draw session, I'd like to introduce our next week's live session, which is Glimpse into the Future of Hotel Industry with Miss Samantha Sung. So it'll be as usual on Wednesday, 27th of October, 8 p.m. On whichever Facebook or YouTube pages of SEGi. So I hope to see you all this next week. All right, so let's go into our lucky draw. So admin, could you pull up the lucky draw wheel? So let's see who our first winner is. All right, and it's spinning. All right, and our first lucky draw winner is Jacqueline Tan Ying. Jacqueline Tan, congratulations. You have won this lucky draw. You have 1 minute to verify yourself. And let's go into our first question for tonight. Okay, from Mr. Chris. May I know, will Illegear collaborate with SEGi? This is a very good question. So yeah, Mr. Nicholas, will Illegear ever collaborate with SEGi?
Okay, yes, actually, Illegear will collaborate with SEGi on this. First, I will talk about SEGi staff and students. So there will be a special bundle package which we will offer to SEGi staff and students so that you can take advantage on that. We are still in discussion on the interesting promos. We'll keep on introducing interesting promos just for you guys, SEGi staff and students, so you all can really enjoy our Illegear laptops. Trust me, you guys will surely like it. Okay, and of course, the next one is we'll be like endorsing topics relevant to IT and computing subjects for SEGi students. So that nice. They are able to learn from them. And next thing is there will be a possibility of internship and future employments for SEGi students in Illegear. There will be one of the what you call opportunity for you guys to work with us. Okay. Next is Illegear Ambassador Program. Okay, from here, right, SEGi students, we can actually train potential ambassadors from SEGi College to just promote our Illegear brands and products. So who knows, you will be known wide internationally. Okay, you'll be an influencer as well. Next thing is for SEGi students, you will be surprised that, or you can expect to see us, I mean Illegear brand, around your campuses, because we'll soon have a collaboration on setting up computer labs so that you can get to feel, get to experience, and of course touch our Illegear hands-on, and also play our Illegear products in person. So we can at least get feedbacks from SEGi students, as we already have like computer labs for you to use. Then you can use our Illegear products. You can give us feedback so that we can try to improve our products and serve our customers accordingly to a greater level of gaming. So that's for the question that you had asked.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Was it? Yeah, thank you, Chris, for that question. Yeah, it's a very, very good question. For those who are studying IT or whatever, take note, because you might be able to do your internship with them and maybe even work with them. So, yeah, very exciting for all of our students tonight. Okay, so Jacqueline has verified herself. Thank you so much. Congratulations for winning. And now we'll go into our next winner. We'll see who our next winner is. And right, congratulations. Congratulations, Aldrin. Congratulations, Aldrin Foy. You have 1 minute to verify yourself. So let's go into our next question. If we have another question. Okay, from Qian Xing. I am a student from Penang. If I bought Illegear laptop, where can I find the service center in Penang? Yeah, good question, Mr. Nicholas.
Okay. Regarding on this question, right? We have 2 service centers in Malaysia. One is our HQ, which is in KL. I'm from KL branch, and another one will be in JB. So if you are from Penang, no worries. You may contact us directly So to arrange a service for your products, okay, we can have to arrange a reverse pickup for you. Our delivery partner is DHL, so actually we can arrange on that. Or even better, you can arrange with the representative. If let's say you are from SEGi Penang, you can arrange the representative from SEGi Penang at your convenience. Because since we are collaborating with SEGi, so yeah, we can arrange on that. So no worries. Concerning on service center or even for warranty claim purposes, either these two will do. We can arrange something like a reverse pickup for you with DHL, or for easier convenience, you can liaise with your representative from SEGi Penang to just send it to us, then we will help you to repair. No worries.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Nicholas. Yeah, so for those who are in Penang, take note that you can send your Illegear laptops to SEGi Penang for fixing and what. Okay, so Mr. Aldrin has verified themselves. He's the winner. Congratulations, Mr. Aldrin. So let's go into our next winner for tonight. And our next winner is... Okay, congratulations, Jack Chung. All right, nice. Congratulations, Mr. Jack. You have 1 minute to verify yourself. So the next question from KG Ng, wondering how much it would cost to build a gaming PC for students who always use Photoshop, AI, and Premiere Pro for assignment purposes. Yeah. So, Mr. Nicholas, how much would it?
Could you please repeat the question?
KG was asking, wondering how much it would cost to build a gaming PC for students who always use Photoshop, AI, Premiere, or for assignment purposes.
Okay, KG Ng. Actually, this question, no worries. For our Illegear one, right? If you have any inquiries on building a gaming PC, actually I'm here along with my colleagues. You can just search illegear.com and reach out to us via WhatsApp. But I will just give a rough build for you. If let's say you are using it for PS, AI, and PR for assignment purposes, PS is Photoshop. Okay. For Photoshop one, right? If let's say I were to quote you, because I regularly quote for customers. If let's say without monitors, right, the whole cost we can build it about 2.7K for you without monitor, just a full set PC, motherboard and all those, about 2.7K PC. That would be Zotac 1050 Ti. That would be the most basic ones, entry level for Photoshop. But if you happen to look at, just now I introduced one, 1650. Okay, may I have the 1650? Zotac 1650. Yeah, thank you. Okay, here I have is the Zotac GeForce 1650. Okay, if let's say you're building it without monitor, it will cost you about 3.5K. So this one will be an entry level, which you can easily power through your Photoshop, Adobe, or anything to do with the AI. You can build it with 1650. And it comes with either AMD processor or Intel processor. So the prices, they are subject to change. Not to say subject to change. It depends on what type of build you are going for. If let's say you're going with Intel ones, okay, if you're going with the Intel ones, the cost will be around 4K, because the price difference, as I mentioned, Intel ones, they are very, not to say very, it's quite expensive, maybe a mere difference of 500 to 1K. But if you're looking for more of a tight budget ones, you can choose AMD Ryzen. Okay, let's say I give you an example of the build. Okay, the chassis I will provide you Tedware Forge M. Motherboard is B450. Let's say I take it Gigabyte B450 Aorus M Gaming Pro, Aorus M Gaming, AMD Ryzen 5 3600, and with this Zotac 1650, 8 gig times 2 dual channel, because it's 16 gig of RAM. SSD I put it as 500 gig and plasma 500 watts. It's about 3.5K to 3.8K. But if you add add on another monitor. If let's say 24 inches one, it will cost you about 700 plus. So if you calculate 3.5 plus 700, it will cost you about 4K. Then if you get the 27 inches, right now we are having it at 1199. But of course, we will believe and we can arrange a special promo for SEGi students, but it depends on your profile. It will cost you about 4.5 to 5K. So it's very quite subjective. KG you can reach out to us. We can recommend the build for you. No worries. You can reach out to us, or for those students who are looking, you can just, if you have a pen and a paper, you can just write this down. It's 018-664-8599, and you can reach out to us, Illegear, and we shall serve you accordingly for the desktop build.
Yeah.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you, Mr. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Nicholas. Jack Soong has verified himself. Congratulations, Jack Soong, for winning. Okay. So now we've come towards the end of our show. I'd like to once again introduce next week's event. We'll be going to have Miss Samantha Song, who will be talking about glimpse into the future of hotel industry. Yeah, so once again, thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas, for today's session. We really learned a lot, and I'm sure all of us from SEGi have learned a lot as well. Thank you to the audience as well for being here. You've been a really great audience. So until we see you next time, stay safe, everyone, and yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.